Another shooting in Talladega over the weekend. Talladega police are investigating a shooting into at least 2 occupied residences Friday night, according to incident reports available from Monday. The shootings took place sometime between 10:15 and 10:20 on Shaw Avenue, according to Captain Leon Thomas. No one was hit at either residence. A 54-year-old man at the first residence reported that he was helping his 72-year-old father from a wheelchair into his bed when he heard several shots. One bullet actually passed through the bedroom at the time, Thomas said. At least one shot hit the house next door, which was occupied by a 64-year-old woman, according to Thomas. The first house appears to have been hit several times, and at least one bullet was recovered in the siding. None of the victims saw or heard anything other than the sounds of gunshots. No other witnesses have come forward, and no suspects have been identified so far. Shooting into an occupied building is a Class C felony in Alabama, punished upon conviction by 1 year and 1 day to 10 years in prison. If you've got information on this incident, you can contact the Talladega Police Department at 256-362-4508 or the city's anonymous tip line at 256-299-0011. In South Talladega County, 3 people are being held on $200,000 bonds each after being arrested for cooking methamphetamine over the weekend in southern Talladega County. Michael Hayes, age 43, and Jerry Oliver, age 32, were both arrested at a residence in the Mill Village for manufacture of a controlled substance in the first degree, possession of a controlled substance, and felony possession of drug paraphernalia. Eric Lowe, age 28, was charged with manufacture of a controlled substance in the first degree, possession of a controlled substance, felony possession of drug paraphernalia, and being a certain person forbidden to possess a firearm. According to Talladega County Drug and Violent Crime Task Force Commander Jason Murray, deputies came to a house where Hayes was staying to serve him the warrants for failure to pay child support. Murray said, quote, "The front door was open and the smell from the meth lab inside almost knocked the deputy down." At the time, Oliver had been out of prison for less than a month. The same deputy was attempting to serve warrants on Lowe in a different residence in southern Talladega County. Again, the door to the residence had been left open and the odor of a meth lab was detectable from outside. Murray said, quote, "He was right in the middle of a cook." Manufacture of a controlled substance in the first degree is a Class A felony in Alabama, punished upon conviction by 10 to 99 years or life in prison. Possession of a controlled substance and felony possession of drug paraphernalia are Class C felonies, punishable by 1 year and 1 day to 10 years in prison. In other news, Harold Brooks, former executive director of the Boys Club in Sylacauga, was a guest speaker at the Sylacauga Kiwanis Club meeting on Monday. Brooks, who had served the club for 44 years until his retirement back in 2013, discussed the important services it provides to children of all colors, creeds, and backgrounds throughout the Sylacauga community and beyond. In his presentation, Brooks talked about the ways in which he had helped provide a sense of stability and comfort for numerous children over the past 40 years. He also touched on the difficulties associated with providing the same service to children in today's technology-centered society. Now, Brooks also took time to discuss the details of the Boys Club. The club's open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. during the summer, with 75 to 90 boys participating in the program. Now, Kiwanis Club President David Wasserman was one of those people who greatly appreciated Brooks' presentation. Though he'd heard it before in other venues, the importance of the message and the manner in which Brooks delivered it impressed him once again. At the end of Brooks' presentation, the Kiwanis offered him a small $20 donation to a charity of his choice. Of course, Brooks chose the Boys Club. The Talladega Commission met yesterday, and during that meeting, the Talladega County Commission unanimously approved a tax abatement of nearly $10 million for a company that opened a facility in Sylacauga in October of 2014. Calvin Miller, Executive Director for the Talladega County Economic Development Authority, presented the $9,940,000 tax abatement request for Atlas Web Technologies, or WebTech. That's a division of Atlas Roofing Corporation. Miller said the Building Materials Development Company on Sylacauga-Fayetteville Highway plans to expand its operation and bring in more jobs, adding 60,000 square feet and up to an additional 18 jobs within the next year or so. According to Miller, the abatement request covers only property taxes as well as sales and use taxes. District 3 Commissioner Kelvin Cunningham lauded the company for bringing in new employment opportunities and being ready to expand in such a short period of time. In other business, the Commission approved spending $29,740 to replace telecommunications equipment at 2 towers in northern Talladega County. Also, the Talladega County Commission approved the hiring of Talladega County Sheriff's Office Deputy Johnny Messer and Highway Department employees Todd Trammell, Therese Russell, Deshaun Garrett Jr., Ross McClellan, and Josh Taylor. And approved a conference and training request to send County Chief Financial Officer Cynthia Harkness to the Government Finance Officers Association of Alabama Summer Conference in Baldwin County. And the Commission announced, too, that the work session will be June 22nd at 5 o'clock in the Commission conference room, followed by the Commission meeting at 6 in the Commission courtroom as well. And Mr. Limbaugh, who is a member of the County Commission, District 4, Mally Limbaugh, announced that they'll have a garbage cleanup July 11th from 8 until 4 at the Fayetteville Volunteer Fire Department on Fayetteville Road at Fayetteville Circle, across from Fayetteville School. 10 after the hour, finally, the Talladega City Board of Education heard concerns from the mothers of 2 students Monday night during its regular scheduled meeting. Both women referred to the handling of ROTC instructor Sergeant Michael Tatum's funeral, while the second speaker also touched on several issues relative to Talladega High School. Both speakers went beyond the 3 minutes normally allotted for people addressing the board without being called for time. After Tatum died, the school system said it could not provide buses to take students to pay their final respects at a memorial service in Oxford. The service took place on the last day of the school year. Susan Gaskin spoke first with her comment centering around Tatum's funeral. Gaskin is an employee of the system, but was careful to point out that she was speaking strictly as a parent. She cited an event in May when students at Zora Ellis Junior High School were taken to an event at the historic Ritz Theater after calling their parents because written permission forms were not available. Now, further in the story, Board Attorney Charlie Gaines said he had advised Dr. Donna King, the superintendent, that the service was a non-school event under state law and the system could not provide transportation to it. That is a look at area news this morning.